Anything I can help you with, ma'am?
I was wondering if you have any mead.
Now that is something I can do. And he goes, let me get that for you. And he steps away for about a second or so to grab something off the shelf, pour a bit of something, go over here, and he goes, all right, here you are.
How much do I owe you?
That'll be 2 copper.
Here you go.
I thank you.
Is there anyone here selling not so savory items?
He gives you one of the strangest looks he has given a person in a while. And he goes... He kind of just breathes heavily for a moment outward and thinks kind of hard for a second, like, that depends on what your third question is.
My third question is, who is the most unsavory person here?
He has a bit of a darted eye look and kind of gestures with his hand to an empty spot at the far end over here. And he asks, it's like, could you step aside over here for a moment as he moves himself over there?
I'm just enjoying my mead. I didn't notice anything.
So, Sasha, you're also looking to roll
I'm noticing the bubbles in my mead.
I was going to say, that's exactly what you noticed. You noticed just the bubbles in your drink.
I'd like to go back to the barkeeper and order 2 more drinks. Just regular mead, though.
He goes, I can do that for you. Steps away, comes back. Here you are. Places them down. 4 copper.
I reach out and I pay him the copper before nodding at him thankfully. After that, I head back, sit next to my favorite new companion, and drop down a mug of mead next to her while I continue to sip on my own.
So Elias attempts to use the quill to write down the information for the guided tour. After that, I go and take a seat at one of the tables and just take a rest. Okay. So, my character goes over to those 2.
Alright.
Yep.
Well then, he goes to grab your hand and shakes it relatively strong. He goes, the name's Buggy. Looks over to Elias and just gives you a look of good luck and walks off and just disappears.
I'm over there. All right. I'm taking my place over there.
He continues to take one of the 3 flagons of ale that are in front of him down while both you and Leslie are gone. At that time, Julie, you see this man huddily come over, just put up a single finger, get a drink of what is a shot before inevitably very quickly running out the door into the day. We have the standard tours. Nothing more than a gilded way to show off a long dead hero. Doesn't
What's
seem
the
very
hero?
happy. He lets you in a little more in like specific detail about a few needlessly named people that kind of just drivel out of your mind. He goes, mainly they're all just made up, to be honest with you.
Something to catch people's attentions, to bring in a larger crowd, to get money?
Pretty much. I did send out a merchant courier recently over to the town of Fellmoon Draft. They should have been back about 2 days ago. Fellmoon Draft is a wizarding town. The place is filled with magic, ancient history, long traditions. But they have a very good talent. A talent that I've never seen in any other town in the entire country before. They're able to get their scholars to be able to write down magic for even the common folk to learn. Nothing
Very
too fancy here. Yeah, nothing really fancy here and there, but a little, and he just waves his hand, a little bit of this, and you just see a bit, I'm saying a little stain on the table just disappear. Doesn't hurt. Got a letter for you.
That's something.
He goes, oh? Who's it from? He goes, your courier boys. He goes, wait, what? He goes, oh, what does it say? Here, and he hands it over. It is in a red envelope. Strangest thing, though, flips the letter over as he hands it over to him. It's not actually from them. It's the one you sent out.
Oh.
And he goes, now that's certainly something you don't see every day. Really?
I travel all the time. It doesn't make any difference to me.
In that moment, as you agree to go on this mission up to the northern road to Fellmoon Draft, everything gets extremely cold for a second. Everyone can feel a brisk breeze crawl across their neck. Every single person here, as the doors to the tavern knock open, as what looks like a blasting wind of snow walks in through the door. Along with it, you see a dwarven man. And he gets up from the tavern behind the bar and starts running over.
I'm going to walk over to and be like, friend of yours?
I'm gonna go over as well and look to see if I can figure out what is going on with him.
To Julie's question of friend of yours, he goes, not just a friend of mine. This is one of my couriers.
My character goes to look to see if he can find any wounds while you guys are talking on the dwarf.
Can I also look him over and see if I can see anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Barrison, are you awake? What happened, man? Where's the rest of the crew? Where's the rest of the team? Why are you covered in snow? You alive there? And kind of just like gives him a little wake up slap. Barrison's not responding very well. He is shaking vividly.
While they're doing that, can I go up to the to the dwarf and not look for so much for wounds, but any traces of like where he's been and explain the condition he's in, like notes, like a journal, just a general looking through his like almost inventory in a sense.
But unfortunately, the very bottom of the bag, there's a cut in it, so anything that was in it had fallen out.
Okay.
It does look like it was bitten open, though, not like it was cut. And he goes, "Give me a second. I have to go see it." He has like he kind of fumbles for the letter. It's like, shit, I left it on the I left it on the counter, and runs over to the counter to see if there's any bit of information.
Okay. I tell both Sasha and Julie what I found. That there is magic in the air. There was something magical about the area he was in. However, he was not directly casted upon.
With that, when you tell them that, he kind of begins to stir. Who are you? What am I doing here? Did I escape?
Julie gently places like a hand on his shoulder and explains and that he's fine. He should sit there and continue to warm up, and if he can, explain what has happened to him the past few days.
What did you mean by escaped? Where were you being held?
I wouldn't really say it's held per se. The longer we stayed, snow began to fall. Soon it became hard to see. The horses trudged their way through. And when we thought we made the clearing, we just made a clearing back to Fell Moon Droft. Asked to speak to the mayor, see if we could see if there was something strange, as we were not expecting to stay this long, hoping that we could get an accommodation. Kind man he is. Nothing seemed odd about this storm to him. Told us to wait a few days out. Storm didn't wait out though. Kept getting thicker each and every day. Eventually we tried again and again. On the third time, seems I made it out. I don't think the others did.
You seem to have had an attack of sort from an animal. Do you recall that at all?
No, not really. Maybe on the way in. Maybe there was a bit of wolves coming at us one night. We did have a bit of an annoyance. Well, I guess I have to say that, looks to Julie, I'll have to take you up on your offer.
And I gladly will take it.
Harrison, you didn't happen to be driving the cart back out here, did you? Nah, he goes, I was walking.
Don't worry about it. We'll just walk. If anyone chooses to join me, that is.
I ask Barrison, do there happen to be any forests or anything up there?
The whole area's forest.
Watch your profanity.
Whole area's woodlands.
I will join you then, ma'am.
There's no need for formalities. Call me Julie.
Julie, my name's Elias. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
And what about you?
I look at them and say, if you give me a little while to collect my items that I'm looking to acquire, I will join you. No more than an hour.
I turn to the others and I approach them and I say that it would be better to start off at dawn rather than in the middle of the day when we don't know what we're getting into. And that I'll be staying here for the night if anybody wants to join me to discuss strategy or possible what this might be.
I look at him and I agree. I said I still have some stuff I need to attend to, but I will return back at the inn by nightfall to talk to you and kind of strategize.
I nod my head.
I
Look to Julie.
I agree. It'll give me time to research what possibly could cause this strange, unusual snowstorm in this town. Maybe call from for some help from connections. I think I'm going to check on the dwarven man one more time. Make sure he's feeling better and still warming up. Before I head to the town and try to get in contact with my contacts.
I appreciate you. Well, I should give you a bit of a... If you're heading out, I should really give you some advice then.
Any advice is good advice.
That's what I like to say. If you see the rest of my clan, they'll be probably held up in the tavern if they probably got turned around in the snowstorm back to Felmoon Droft. Tell them I'm doing good. They'll be a little worried without me, most likely. Luke is the oldest of us all. He looks a lot like me. In fact, we all kind of look like each other a bit. If you do find Luke, let him know I sent you. Let him know that. Ask him to see if you can get a word in with the mayor.
Is there any way to prove to your older brother that you sent me?
You know what? That's a fair point.
Maybe like a good luck term or something?
He goes... I would have something like that, but kind of like empties the bag upside down. Unfortunately, I don't got much of that anymore.
Would he recognize your handwriting?
That he could, but kind of holds up the still kind of bluish fingertips. It's like, can't really feel them.
Then perhaps when I come back to go into my room, you can write a letter to your brother. I have some paper and pen. A quill.
He goes... I probably could do that.
So Julie leaves the bar having three things in mind. One, doing research, so she's looking for anything that looks like a library. B, getting in contact with some of her contacts, so maybe like a post office. Or one of her other contacts, which is anything that looks dark, shady, or mysterious in any way. So she's looking for those three things while wandering aimlessly, yeah.
Nothing ultimately really stands out to you, but you do remember that the courier who came in, not the dwarven man, but the other human, is a is a postal worker. Ins and Outs. It is the actual name of the post office in town.
Seeing as this is the one thing I found,
yes,
I would quickly take out a piece of paper and my quill, write a letter to my dear friend, my researcher, telling him I'm heading to Felmoon Droft, whatever that town's called. I briefly summarize what's happened with the dwarves and the mysterious snow, telling my researcher friend that if they know anything, try getting back to me as soon as possible, whether that is through spell or postal or whatever way they might think is the best way.
Okay.
Specifically saying, do not go to that town.
Do not go to the town. Got it.
I don't want them risking their lives just trying to contact me. I'm thinking I'll write a name and a town.
Okay.
And that's about it.
You feel a bit of a cold chill to the room as the single flame in the closed lantern flickers for just a moment before you see it flicker and then turn out as it disappears, and the room is plunged in complete darkness before four little sparks of flame appear into the corners of the room, making it somehow brighter than it was before, but knowing full well that nothing will cause this room to catch fire. Hello there. A voice calls from the darkness and steps forward. What looks like a human man steps forth into the light of the center of the room. His relatively sharp-dressed nature and the way he holds himself compares into his relatively short stature, surprisingly. His hair is slicked back, but not as far into a deep widow's peak, but slicked back enough.
What do you know about Felmundraft?
He gets a pleasant smile to his face for you. He goes, "That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Let's see, what do you need to know?"
Well, I would like to know if you know anybody, anything, any curse or spell that could trap a whole town like Felmundraft in a blizzard.
As you're saying the scriptures, he cocks his head back and forth, eyes darting into different directions, thinking ultimately to, and when you say blizzard, he goes, "You see, I almost had something there for a second." But a blizzard, trapping a town is easy. Trapping them in a blizzard, that's difficult. Now people, there's lots of people in that town. Lots of very good people, lots of not so very good people. And they're all wizardy folks. He kind of twiddles his fingers in the air a bit as he says it. Any number of people could possibly do that. But I can't imagine any person that would truly be able to cause that kind of it on their own without assistance.
How's your mother, by the way?
Oh.
She's a powerful witch, isn't she?
He kind of gives this snarl, like, twisted expression.
Perhaps she'll know who's causing this blizzard? Or what is causing this blizzard?
No, I wouldn't go that far. I don't need to see why you need to go outside of my jurisdiction. We have a deal, after all.
Yes, but if she has the information you do not...
Well, now I didn't say I didn't have the information. But everything comes at a cost.
Well, we already have a deal, so it's not like I can offer much else.
Oh, we have... Well, there's always something that we can find out. I'll send you a I'll have a person I'll send you a message in the morning of what I want.
Well, hopefully it can withstand the blizzard.
Oh, I'm certain it will.
I knock, but I don't do it like softly. I just bang with my fist. Billy, you're awake!
So I'll just open the door and be like, "What do you want?"
So, how do you feel about goblins? I get real close to her, and I'm trying to I look like I'm trying to sell her a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
So, are you morally appalled to killing goblins who have stolen from my friend?
Well, I would say it's more justified to steal from them and then maybe torture them a little bit.
That's not off the table. That is an option.
Lead the way.
Perfect. I pull out the map, and I'm just okay, this is where we're going. I go, but first, we need to pick up Sign. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Who is that?
It's the girl I'm trying to rizz up.
Okay.
Straight to the point.
And she's the performer at the theater. You may have noticed her when we were at the tavern. She had the long red coat. Do you remember that?
The person that you went and sat next to, right?
Exactly.
Do we have a plan?
First, can you see in the dark naturally?
Yes.
So Omar and I'm so sorry. Elias. I was like, I'm gonna say the wrong name again.
I mean, you could roll with it and your character just not know my name and just give me a weird name every time. It'd be funny.
Okay, so you and Elliot are gonna be coming down. Both Omar and Andrew cannot see in the dark.
Would they like a light?
It's something they need, so I'm sure they would prefer it.
Well, I could cast a light spell on an object and it'll light up.
Oh, Julie, are you an artificer as well?
No, I'm a warlock.
Well, looks like we've got light covered then.
No, perfect.
Awkward kind of mishmash, like almost man-made brush leading into a burrow in the ground. The foliage is dense on the outside, and the burrow leads underground. You see the beginnings of the burrow.
How is everyone feeling about going in?
Omar just looks at Sasha and is like, I'll take lead.
Okay, but you can't see in the dark and your hair isn't glowing because she can only enchant one thing at a
So
time.
yes, I cast magical tinkering on his broadsword claymore, which has a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet, so he has at least a little something.
So he glows a little bit.
Yeah, I'm luminescent. Woo!
Not on your hair though, on your sword.
It's okay. It's like I have a giant glow stick now.
Yeah, you
There
do.
you go.
That's about as much bright as much light is currently being given off.
Hey, better than nothing.
Yep. You manage to step inside, and both of you happen to see what looks like an entrance. I'm saying it is, as you'd imagine, a cave entrance. The ceiling is no more than about 5.5, under 6 feet. So if you are above that height, you are now shrimping your spine to get through here. You see that the cave itself reveals to you currently this relatively spacious opening room and what looks like a path leading around a corner, as well as another path leading around another corner. Now this is only because Julie is there also with you. And then Julie, you said you were also stepping forward into the cave.
Yep, to light the two paths.
That's what you're able to see now.
So a wide path and a tight path.
I wanna just stand at the wider path and like gesture for them to follow me because I want to go down the wider path.
I was gonna gesture for Elias to follow Omar, since he has the glowing dagger, and I was gonna go down the tighter path. Since I'm shorter and I'm naturally smaller, I thought the tighter path would be the right way.
That is a good call. I go ahead and follow
Can I follow Julie since I am also like really short and really scrawny? And
Sure.
I've dark. I can see in the dark, so it just would be easier for me.
Sure. Do you want Sign to go with you as well, or do you want Sign to going with Elias and Omar?
Since I feel like she would be more protected with Omar with his unnatural ability to roll 20s in strength, I'm going to send her with him.
Unfortunately, as you try to undo the trap, you kind of spring it on yourself and have this gross, foul-smelling, oily liquid fall on top of you as the buckets clatter down, and kind of like you're trapped under what is basically a shelving cabinet, but now covered in this sticky, foul-smelling, like oil. Julie and Sasha and Omar and Elias, you both managed to see what looks like conjoining paths. Or at least Julie can see that this path conveys and matches up to what you can imagine would connect to the other side of the room, but you also see another path that goes this way. As you step through, once again, another tripwire is pulled at your feet. Unlike before, where you were able to successfully dodge out of the way of something coming at you, this time, a set of bells goes off as a few jingling jars above your head crack into each other, inevitably crashing, breaking, and falling onto Omar. Unfortunately, those were candles that were inside of these glass jars. And yes, you are currently covered in a flammable liquid.
I knew it.
Which luckily for you, though, unluckily for you, I should say, you are currently caught on fire.
All right. Well, I go up to Omar and I pour my water skin on top of him.
There you go.
The question remains: is
Yes.
the fluid from the pots and pans or whatever that fell on us, is it gone off of him now that I've poured the water on him?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
But you also have no more water in your water skin.
Yep. So I'm gonna be the one who sets himself on fire next.
I'm already at the next path.
Yeah, I just make my way over to Julie.
Yeah.
Since I didn't know where Julie was, I'm just following them until I meet up with Julie.
I still have the torch.
Oh no. I back off.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're still flammable.
Yes, I am.
Omar will be very between.
As you enter that space, you manage to see, because you have the brightest light, this chamber, what looks like a 5-pointed room, currently
like a star.
It currently has what looks like hay cots laying across the ground, a cooking pit in the middle, which currently has a deer run through, or the parts of whatever's left of a deer run through. You manage to see, though, what looks like a pile of objects currently stored together here.
Since I'm the stealthiest, can I ask Julie if I can try to sneak to the objects?
Sure. You're welcome to ask her anything.
Julie, can I?
I was wondering if I could take a closer look to see if the cots had goblins in them.
You both can do those things at the same time. You are pretty confident that there is nothing in those cots. They are open.
So where's the goblins?
You hear from behind you the sounds of
knew it!
clinging You hear the sounds of what sounds like clinging of different objects and coming from behind you.
Okay, I rush into the room.
Even with your big, bulky, loud armor, the goblins don't quite notice you. In fact, one of them just starts walking up directly, according to plan, into the space. And you get a surprise attack on this little goblin. Because you are anticipating him walking in. Is the sound you hear as the axe digs into this goblin's flesh. Because it's the only noise he manages to make before he falls to the ground dead.
Omar stares at the corpse, a little teardrop falls.
The other goblin, hearing the shattered cry of his friend from down the hall, begins speaking something in Goblin that you are not quite certain about. You have both the axes fly through the air, and they land collectively into the chest, kind of John Wick style, directly into this goblin as he kind of gets juddered back after being hit by a blast, and just falls dead on the ground entirely. He is now 100% dead. You hear some more scrambling around in the backs of the caves.
I vote to leave the cave.
I'm gonna
Leave.
Everyone leaves the cave. All right.
About that.
Oh.
I wait for everyone to leave before me, kind of thing.
Yep.
So I'm kind of waiting for him.
Yeah. You notice that Elias is not currently returned to the party quite yet.
I kind of run back.
Yeah, you hear him scream.
Because, well, everyone else said that they left, I waited.
Oh, wait,
Yep.
okay, no, I'm out.
So Julie goes back and sees Elias on the ground, clutching his gut.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
The goblin is not trying to kill you, by the way.
I figured that.
Oh.
I want to make it clear.
Okay. Just in case, can I quickly cast Charm Person on the goblin?
Yes. He currently does not see you as an active threat and will not continue to beat down Elias if you ask him politely.
I ask the goblin to take a step back.
The goblin, in tearful eyes, steps away from Elias and from you.
I step
toward the corner
forward.
and
And I cast Healing Hands to hopefully help him.
Okay.
But at least he's up.
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm up and alive.
Yep, you have 1 HP.
But at least you're up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna.
No, let's
Where
get
am
out
I?
of here.
Let's get out of here.
Come on.
Elias is like, no.
No, I'm not done here.
Can I just like hold up the hand?
Hear no
Can I
bell.
intimidate him?
I didn't hear no bell.
Do I have to intimidate you?
Roll for intimidation, goddammit.
I will. And can I roll with advantage? Because I'm gonna cast my wings behind me.
This is your new god. Julie is your new god. Julie is just now. You now believe in a religion, the religion of Julie.
I killed people, I took
That's what I
people's
said.
hands, and you saw my wings. Let's go.
Oh my god, Julie. You are my savior. I will follow you forever. That's all I say. And I hand her everything I have.
No,
Except for my weapons.
no.
Anything but my weapons, I hand it over to her. And I say, I will follow you forever.
I just give everything back and say, let's get out of here.
And I follow you. Forever.
All right. But what about your other friend? As she sees Julie walking back with Elias, who is now just like completely transfixed by Julie.
Don't ask.
No.
It just keeps walking.
It is now nighttime, as it was before. It's still nighttime. And Cyan says, "Thank you for helping me get these things back. With this, we can easily put on the show as we promised, and I'll make sure to save you all front row seats."